Hello, our lovely friends. Welcome back to our channel at Enchanting Life 18 Foundation. I hope you all can hear me really good because I'm not with my microphone. I lost it during NSAS, shooting during NSAS for another channel. But I've ordered a new one, but I'm yet to get it back. So let's jump right into the topic. I so do hope you saw the last video that we did about holiday heartbreak, because the one of today is actually connected in some ways with that one. Today we will be talking about the fact that most men would rape you as a woman, period. Well, I know that when I say this, a lot of people were triggered. When I put this on my WhatsApp status, they were triggered the fact that I was suggesting that men were acting like animals, or how dare I say that, maybe I don't like men or whatnot. But I'm actually saying it from a good place. I mean, I don't even have a niece. Every child that my siblings have is a male child, and I really want my nephews to grow up in a world where they can represent for women, and where they can hold space for women, and where they can grow up to be men who know what it means to truly be a representation of the divine masculine. I'm going to say that again. I want my cousins, my nephews, to be able to grow up and understand what it means to be a representation of what the divine masculine truly means. This video will be a bit longer than our usual videos. I'm going to start with two stories. One time we were talking about rape, and a friend of mine, a male friend of mine, asked me a naughty question. He asked me that what is the big deal about rape, and why do women make so much big deal about rape? There and then I had to sit him down and really explain to him the dynamics of what it means to be raped, because rape actually represents a feeling of powerlessness and victimhood, and one person abusing his power and victimizing another person who is vulnerable. So that question that he asked represents the mentality that is very common, because many men don't really understand what the big deal is about rape. They could be like, even a prostitute sometimes cries that she got raped when she's actually giving sex away every day. Duh, she's giving sex away every day because that is a choice. That's different from the woman who was taken against her will. When you're taken against your will, it means that you were powerless, you were vulnerable. And this vulnerability is what causes trauma. And that brings me to the second story. I went on an outing with a friend wanting to become something more than a friend. He decided, because I already have, you all know that I do research on mental health. Based on my research, I was actually going on this outings as a way to generate data, but he didn't know that, and he didn't have to know that. So he took me to a place that was for the military. Now this place was fenced up. There was a lot of military men around. It was the kind of a place that you could do anything to a woman and get away with it. Why? Because it was a place that had power. And if a woman were to go to this kind of place with a man because he is in the military, then she would likely be in trouble. And he actually started to try to get his way with me. And I could see where this was going to end. So in the process of conversation, I asked him, I said, what do you do for fun? And what kind of sports do you do? Because I knew where I was going to with my question. And he said he does football and stuff like that. And he said, me? I said, I swim, I ride a bicycle, and I am into martial arts, specifically Taekwondo. And when I said I was into the martial art, he stopped. And he looked at me again and said, wow, was that the reason why you were, there was an Asian woman where we were coming from, and we had a very long conversation. He said, was that what you were discussing with that Chinese woman? I said, yes, I've seen her fight before, and she fights really well. And immediately he stopped the game he was playing with me, trying to push my sexual boundaries. Why? Because he knew that I was not vulnerable and I was not afraid to go into that quiet place with him, and that it doesn't matter whether you're in the military or not. It's usually always better to avoid a fight because you just don't know the other person's strength. Even if you have 600 packs, the key about martial arts is that the person that you least expect to beat you is usually the person who would injure you very severely. I don't know if what I'm saying making sense. So the bottom line is that most men would rape a woman who is vulnerable if they feel they can get away with it. Period. That's the bottom line. And this is not really about bashing men. It's about the mentality and the way that society has molded a lot of their minds, so they think that men and women are just sexual objects. And also because a lot of women don't understand the power of what it means to show up every day and represent yourself as a woman. The allure of being a woman, of being feminine, of being the softer gender, so to say. Men are really moved by women on a very strong physical level. For women, they are moved, the psychology of a woman is moved more by a man in terms of emotions. But for men, it comes more from the physical. That too is emotion, but it's on the one hand, one is physical emotions, sexual emotions, and the other one hand, for the woman, it has to do more with feelings and perhaps what we hear from men, if you allow yourself to believe what you hear. So I need, if you're watching this and you're a woman, I need this to really sink into your psyche and to understand that never ever make a man feel or communicate through your body language in any way that you are absolutely vulnerable, or that he can get away with assaulting you sexually or taking advantage of you, because he will. 90% of men will do that. They might get triggered by this video. They might want to fight, and just try it out and see. Do an experiment. Lock a couple of girls who have no mother, no father, and who are beautiful with men who have been starved for sex for some months, and see what's going to happen. How many of them are going to wrap a cloak around these girls and say, hey, I want to protect you? You are your best protection after your parents. So go get your pepper spray, level up mentally. I am always advocating for mental level up, because if you are wearing a cloak of a victim and you lack self-confidence, you're most likely going to attract rape to yourself. And if you have been raped before, or you've been assaulted maybe at some point in your life, you are going to keep meeting assaulters. And this is really important, that you get leveled up mentally. So we have made one of our ebooks very affordable for the holiday season. We had to extend it because I kept getting emails to do that. So click the link below in this video, and I would strongly encourage you to get that ebook for 500 naira, because you really need to level up mentally if you've ever dealt with sexual assault before. It's really important. Not just, even if you've managed to avoid assault so far, you could pick a partner, a life partner that is abusive. All right. So another reason why this happened, like I said, is about power of man, woman. It's about power control and who is in charge. And men always want to be in charge. And there is a sense of power in being able to take from a woman what she would otherwise not give to you, and getting away with it. But this is toxic power, because real power is the ability to get what you want in a way that does not create a fight. I mean, in martial arts, the best victory in war is the one that is gotten without fighting or without shedding blood. You know what I'm saying? So and another reason is also because of a point of awareness. Not all men or all women are at this higher level of emotional intelligence or consciousness. And you have to understand that for a lot of men out there, being a man has to do with oppressing a woman, period. That's what they've seen over the generation. That's what they think is normal. That's what they're used to. And the sooner you let that get into your psyche as a girl, the better prepared you will be, and the less you will give your trust, the less naive you will be, the less stupid you'll be, the less gullible you'll be. I'm sorry if I'm using harsh words, but I'm doing it because I'm tired of hearing stories of assault, and I just want women to understand this. Get it into your head. Don't go out and leave your drinks when you know you want to go into the bathroom. Don't do it. That is stupid. Don't go out with a bunch of guys you don't know if you know you're not going to be able to fight and defend yourself. Don't get in a car filled with all men if you know you are not going to be able to defend yourself. And when I say defend yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean fight. There are ways you can actually talk to an assaulter and get him on your side. But if you don't know those ways because you're not leveled up mentally, then don't put yourself in a situation where you can be assaulted. That's the best you can do, because the truth is, a situation like that can also happen whether you put yourself there or not, like the people who are raped in their house. And that's why I'm talking about leveling up mentally, doing what you can to help yourself, because that's what you can control. You cannot control every other situation, but do what you can to control what you can control. All right? So you see, high-class prostitutes, the ladies who dress up and travel and charge men for time in their presence, or even time spent with them, and much less time for sex or whatnot. They have studied this game. They understand this innate nature in men, and they exploit it. And that's why they are able to build mansions based on men's physical desire for women. Advertisers understand this game. That's why you see hundreds of adverts with men in full clothing and women half naked. The world revolves around the physical allure and the sexual power of a woman. Think about the world without women. It would, the way Harvey, what is the name of this man? There's this man who wrote this book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. The way he said it, the world would be black and white. Women are like the color, the flower that decorate the world. So understand that power, understand it, and guard it. That is the reason why in the olden days, women were let only to be free in houses that have high fences, because these rulers, these emperors who had all these harems with a lot of beautiful women, understood the power of a man's physical desire for a woman. So they knew that they should protect women from men who would want to abuse that kind of power, because physically a man is actually stronger. Yes, you can beat them in some things, but you would have to use strategy and technique. Even in martial arts, even in taekwondo, you cannot beat a man by standing in his front and just going for his throat. So understand that most men would rape a woman like you and drink wine after, if they think that they can get away with it. Most men would rape vulnerable women. And I've been on street campaigns, I've been on television, I've been on research programs, I've done a lot of research on this topic, and I'm telling you, guarantee, most men would rape a woman like you and drink wine after, period. And you don't want to be that woman. So level up. I'll see you in the next video, where I will be talking about the power of no. The power of no is a very important topic when we're talking about mental health, self-confidence, and emotional intelligence. I hope this video raises some consciousness, and shed some light on this topic. And if you like it, which I'm pretty sure you did, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button too, so that I know that you like this content. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next video on the power of no, which I'll be posting in the next couple of days, because it's the holidays. I might even post it tomorrow. And I love you all. I wish you lots of love and light always. Bye bye from all of us over here. Bye. Before I go, be sure to share. Everyone needs to know this. Men and women alike, we need to know this.